Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And today we're talking about this week's episode of The Flash.
Season 7, Episode 11, Family Matters Part 2.
I'm really happy.
Yes. Yes, she is.
I screamed a lot at the end.
Scared my cat.
You scared your cat too. We both screamed a lot.
You screamed louder.
I did. Because I'm overly happy.
You were overjoyed.
I was. I'm still, yeah.
You're on cloud 9.
I am. Ah. Okay, so before we get to the happiest moment, let's talk about the rest of the shit show. So, what?
Yeah, so Nora
Is a bitch.
is a bitch, yes. And she finally gave in and not gave in, but she allowed them to help her.
That's only because Slow made her so slow that Psyche was able to get into her mind and show her greatest fear, and that was that she was all alone for the rest of eternity.
What I'd like to know is how they were able to show the whole freaking city empty like that.
I mean, they kind of did that for Mirror Queen or whatever her name was. You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, originally her world was completely empty, and then it got a couple humans that were stuck there.
Maybe they just used that again.
Yeah. I mean, it's very similar to what they did with Smallville.
Yeah.
You know, they showed the entire, the alternate.
Well, just how they were able to completely get it where there's, like, no cars on the road, nobody's in any buildings, like, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally desolate and silent.
There was one car on the road, but it was stopped. Yeah.
So yeah, she finally allowed them to help her and embraced them as her family.
Yeah, because she was scared to death.
And
I'm glad she's no longer fucking emo as shit. I'm so done with that.
yeah, I'm glad that they resolved that.
Yeah. I couldn't take it anymore.
No, me neither. And we saw her past again.
Yes. And, oh my gosh, she's released on probation, baby! Yeah! I knew she was gonna get out.
Yeah, but that stupid woman person will still try to...
No, legally she's allowed out. And she's on probation, therefore she probably, like has to do some community service with it. And therefore her community service is helping the Flash. So she's going to be actively using her powers to help people. And she's not allowed to interfere with the guidelines of the law. And that was the guidelines of the law for Frost. So.
And she has a crush on the hot bartender dude.
She does. He's slightly annoying. But they're cute together.
Yeah.
They work for now.
And the moment that Chester and Allegra had?
Right?
What was that about? Like, the way she looks at him, like, you want to?
Right? They were like and then they just looked away really quick. I'm like, oh my god.
Cisco and Camilla kissing, and they're just like, you know.
I was like, never saw that coming.
No.
But we hardly even, I mean, we know more about Allegra than we do about Chester, and we've known Chester longer.
Since Cisco's going to be leaving next episode, as it seems.
Yeah, by the previous.
We'll probably start seeing a lot more of Chester now.
Yeah, but it's just annoying that there's this one guy that we've known for longer than Alexa. By at least 2 seasons. Allegra. We've known longer than Allegra. As soon as you looked at me, I was like, fuck, it was Allegra. I said Alexa, didn't I? Okay. Like, we've known Chester for at least 2 more seasons than we have Allegra.
Yes.
And we
have?
Yeah!
Chester didn't come on until, like, last season.
No! He came on permanently last season, but he made his first appearance. He was the streamer dude who couldn't control his black hole ability.
And that was in season 5?
I think so.
Really?
I mean, it was in the earlier seasons.
Okay, I guess it was season 5. Anything that happened before last year, I'm just like, what?
Right.
Like, that was that long ago?
Mm-hmm. Because I remember we saw him for, like, an episode, and then they, like, helped him.
It was after the crossover, though, right?
Mm.
There's one way to solve this problem.
I'm not sure. But, like, it was at least a year or more between that and...
Because we've seen Allegra for, like, a while.
Allegra showed up for Crisis crossover. That's... That was the season when we first met her. Was the second Crisis.
Okay. She's been on it since 2019.
Yeah. Last year.
Yeah, season 6.
Yeah,
she showed up in season 6, episode 2.
Mm-hmm. And Chester's first appearance.
Where if I can find him. Yeah, right here. Let's see. His was the in the first episode of 6.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's when he first started showing up permanently.
He was in 3 episodes of season 6. He became a regular this season.
It's been longer than that, though.
No, it hasn't.
I could have sworn it has, because I didn't think we met those two in the same season.
We did.
It doesn't make any sense.
But she was on more episodes in season 6 than he was. He was only in 3 episodes. She was in more.
Okay.
So that's why. That's why it seems like it was longer.
Okay.
But they showed up in the same season.
Okay. It feels like he showed up a couple seasons before.
Yeah, no, he was not in season 4 or 5. I was like, no. He was not in the Stinker season. Or the Saboteur season.
Yeah, I didn't think he was in Saboteur, but I was just like, but he's been there longer, like a lot
he
longer.
did show up in the episode before Allegra, but he was only in 3 episodes of season 6, while she was in probably like 10 or 11.
Right.
So, because she was Nash's daughter.
Not daughter.
Well,
daughter. His not daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that was last season.
Okay.
So.
It just, like, in my head canon, he showed up, like, a season or more before her.
It's because we literally didn't have the show for, like, a year.
That's true.
So that's probably why it seems, like, longer, because season 6 was literally 2019 into the early part of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't get season 7 until March of this year.
Yeah.
So it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
So it seems longer, but he showed up last season.
Okay. Oh, pop. Yeah, okay. It's still annoying, like...
No, I agree. Like, we should know more about him. And hopefully
Right.
now that Cisco's leaving, we'll start to learn more about him.
Yeah. And, like, what I'm confused about is, like, he was put into the thing, right? So that his powers wouldn't go out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck he out?
What thing?
He was losing control of his black holeness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was put into, like, this containment field.
Oh.
Similar to what they put Fuerza in.
Uh-huh. Maybe he gained control of it. We just weren't shown that.
Yeah, which is stupid. If you're gonna bring someone on that's a main character, you should be shown. Yeah.
Same with Kelly and Alex.
Oh, yeah, no, as soon as I said that, that's where my mind went. Like,
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a happy review.
Sorry.
Now I'm pissed.
Sorry. But yeah, so like I said, hopefully when Cisco leaves when it comes back, a week from now, Chester will start to have more of a role in the show.
Right.
I don't want Cisco to leave because I love Cisco.
Right.
And I will miss him. But Chester's kind of got that like awkward like humor to him that Cisco kind of has.
Yeah.
In a way, so it's almost like he's filling that void of like the comic relief in a way because he has that about him. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see if they go that direction, where it goes with him and Allegra.
Yeah.
I ship it. I'm not mad about it. Let's just put it that way.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it.
I just don't know where I stand on
I'm
it.
intrigued.
Yeah. I find it interesting.
I don't know if I ship it yet, but I'm definitely intrigued by it.
I need to see. I know so much about how Allegra works, you know, and like her thought process behind things because we've known her.
But she was like smiling at him.
I know, and she doesn't smile.
She was like looking at him like she wanted that.
I know.
Like she wanted him to do that.
I know.
Like we
don't know enough about him.
I know, but you don't
say
give
that they
somebody
work.
that look unless you're like interested in them. Like, I'm legit freaking out because they looked at each other.
I know. I was freaking out when it first happened.
I mean,
she was looking away, and I freaked the fuck out. And I was like, rewind it, you have to see this.
Like, you know how, like, they'll be like, oh, your OTP just looks at each other and you just cry because you're just like, they're so beautiful, like, yeah.
Yeah. You were like that in that moment?
No, but I'm just saying people... But I was happy.
Right? I was like, Allegra's gonna get happiness!
No, I was like that with Barry and Iris when they looked at each other.
Oh, I know.
Like, oh, they're so beautiful. My babies need to get together now.
Oh, I remember.
I still can't get over your worth being on time for. That makes me melt every single time.
Yes. Like, even though it's not the Flash, another line that makes me melt every time I hear it. But I'll be with him, right? Goodbye, Raggedy Man.
No, it's Raggedy Man goodbye.
I know, but it just popped out that way. Like, I know it's Raggedy Man goodbye. Like, I'm obsessed with that scene. Like, I know.
Yeah.
I can't not with that scene. I'll be with him, right?
I can't not with. I could have so much more.
Right?
So much more. It breaks me. Literally.
I don't want to go.
It breaks me. My freaking heart.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. He was so good in that scene. He deserved all the awards for that scene alone.
I understand why people have an issue with that scene, but I also don't at the same time.
Why do they have an issue with it?
Because he's throwing a temper tantrum, and he's the doctor, and he's supposed to be above it or something.
He had his temper tantrum in the episode before that.
The Waters of Mars?
Yeah, the special.
Yeah.
This was him legit not wanting to go.
Mm-hmm.
He did not want to regenerate.
Yeah.
he's expressing that emotion.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There is nothing about him that's where he's like complaining or having a temper tantrum or whatever the crap they want to say about it.
Right.
Like,
they're like,
I'm sorry, I will defend that scene. I will die on this hill. Okay.
Right. So will I. Like, I mean, they were like saying, well, he put Wilfred down that he wasn't worth it. Like, that, you know, like, and you, like, you know, like,
that was just,
it's
he was just upset.
Exactly.
Like,
I totally agree.
Wilfred wasn't upset by what he said.
No. So
he might have been a little bit taken aback by it.
Right.
But he didn't, like, go off on him about it.
Right. If Wilfred wasn't angry about it, then why are you angry about it?
He did kind of, like, step back and kind of, like, go, whoa, you know.
Right.
Like, he was a little taken aback by him saying that. Mm-hmm. But he didn't, like, criticize him about it. Mm-hmm. For me, it's just, in that moment, like, it's just him wanting to fight for it.
Realizing that he'll never actually see Rose again.
Right. Wanting to have more time. Mm-hmm. Wanting to be able to... He didn't feel like he accomplished what he wanted to in his time as the Doctor. And right. So he's basically saying, I could have done more. I could have been more. Like, mm-hmm. You know, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
Exactly.
But everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if their opinion is wrong.
Exactly. So, yeah, those are lines that, like, really get to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this moment when they realize they were amazing parents and their kids go off into the Speed Force to make it bigger and he's faster. And my mind just went somewhere else
bigger,
with that.
Stronger.
He's bigger, he's stronger, and he's faster. And they're making babies!
But she's Iris. And she's badass and powerful too.
He shook the whole bed.
He's like, I am trying to sleep and these people are being way too loud.
Babies! Babies! They're gonna make a family. We're gonna get the twins.
I love how she was like.
She looked like annoyed, kind of. You know, like...
She didn't really look annoyed. She looked more like she didn't know... Like, she was kind of contemplative.
She looked... Well, to me, it looked like Barry was like, I kind of want to make a family. And then Iris was like, I kind of don't. I'm in mourning.
Like,
she looked like she was in mourning because she just lost to them. And she's like, I don't want to replace them type thing. That's what I got from her. And then, like, he's like, where are you going? She's like, oh, start now.
And he's like, I like that impulse.
Yes.
And then he just speeds off.
He whisks her up to the bedroom. Up to the bedroom.
There's no need to get explicit.
I am not.
We know what is going to happen.
I am way too excited about this, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, she's either going to be pregnant by the end of the season, or episode 1 of next season is going to come out, and she's going to be, like, 4 months along.
I think it'll happen this season. Yeah. I mean, we have 7 more episodes left of season 7. Because it's going to be 18 episodes. And, you know... They are trying to make a family, so...
Right, and now the big bad is gone.
So, I mean, it could happen anywhere between now and the finale. Yeah. Because she gets pregnant. Yeah. Or she's pregnant through the rest of the season. Yeah. And I don't think they're gonna make her have babies that soon. No. But, like... She, you know, I'm just saying, there's 7 episodes left. They could have her be pregnant for the rest of the season, or have it happen a couple episodes before the finale, or on the finale itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never know. Brooklyn Nine-Nine did it in one season.
We've been waiting so long for Iris babies!
Amy got pregnant, became pregnant in, like, episode 6 of season 7, and there was only 13 episodes on that season, and by the end of it, she was having a baby. So...
But they skip time a lot more than Flash does.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could happen, but I don't think it will. Not with the Flash.
They try to stay within, like, a singular month or two.
Yeah, so I mean,
and then
it could happen.
It
could happen within like maybe 3 or 4 episodes before the finale, or on the finale itself. But I think it'll just be the pregnancy. It wouldn't be her actually having the baby.
Yeah, no, that'll happen next season.
That will happen next season for sure. And hopefully, season 8 will be a full season again. If it's gonna start in the fall, then it should be.
You know what? I think she's going to realize she's pregnant the episode Impulse shows up.
Which is the 150th episode.
She's going to announce her pregnancy on the 150th.
Yeah, so that's like 3 episodes before the end of the season. That's like episode 15.
Right. And I swear, if Impulse isn't the one that, like, tells them that they're pregnant, I'm gonna flip my shit. Okay?
That doesn't have to happen in the Flash. That was a Young Justice thing.
No, that was a comic thing.
Oh.
I mean, yes, it happened in Young Justice, but I'm pretty sure that happened in the comics too.
Maybe it did.
Not totally sure. But I mean, like, I'm still like...
Well, since Eric Wallace wants to stick so closely to the comics, he'll probably do it.
Like, even if it's not in the comics,
well, the 150th episode is going to be special because Nora's going to come back.
Yes.
And we're going to meet Impulse.
Yeah.
Although I hope we might be meeting him that episode before.
I hope the outfit he wears looks better on TV than it does in the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad looking. It's just funny looking.
Yeah, it was a weird photo.
It was. Not the best moment.
So yeah. The next episode is called Goodbye Vibrations, I think?
Good vibrations? Good vibrations?
Goodbye Vibrations.
Goodbye Vibrations. So he's leaving next week.
Yeah, it's like Cisco and Camilla tell the team they are leaving Central City. However, Barry, Iris, and Caitlin don't have much time to digest the news because a new version of Rainbow Raider strikes and OG Team Flash must join together one final time to save the city.
Of course, it's Rainbow Raider.
What?
No.
So I was thinking that he was going to be at least on the show till the end of the season because that's what they made it sound like in the article, that he was going to stay through the rest of season 7.
Well, he stayed through most of it.
Yeah, like halfway through. But still,
he's not gonna be here for the babies.
I will miss Cisco.
Yeah.
He'll probably come back and make guest appearances.
Oh, totally.
Like Wells did.
And Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Tom Cavanaugh will be back, but he said Wells will live on through all the different things that he did in that one where he sacrificed himself. I mean, he might show up again, but I don't know.
I mean, there's always Timeless Wells.
But Carlos won't probably show up.
Yeah.
He'll make appearances. He just won't be a regular anymore.
Yep.
But like I said, that gives us time to explore and learn about Chester. Hopefully.
Yeah. And we kind of understand Chester's a lot like Cisco, but we've yet to hear Chester name a villain. I don't think he's actually put a name to it.
See, I like the fact that Chester has that awkwardness about him, because I always think that, like, people that have that about them, but then they're able to do, like, really awesome things are, like, cool characters.
Oh, totally.
And so I'm just excited to learn more about him. And hopefully he does get to that point where he, like, has those references and, like, can name them the cool things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not saying that he's replacing Cisco.
No.
I'm just saying that he has some of the mannerisms and some of the same insecurities and likes that Cisco had. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Cisco's a lot more confident and comfortable with who he is now.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, he was a lot like him.
Yeah. Cisco's had time to mature, grow into his powers, come to the realization he doesn't want them, and
he's happy with his girlfriend, and hopefully their endgame.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as Barry and Iris are endgame, I don't really care who else is.
I mean, Avi, they're endgame.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well.
Babies!
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 We're getting babies!
We knew it was gonna happen. We just didn't know when.
I know. We were hypothesizing that it's gonna either happen this season or next.
You were hypothesizing that.
I was. I was trying to give you some credit there.
Thank you. I mean, you know, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
But you're more up on that, like, the backstory of those kinds of things than I am, so.
Yeah. Which is why I'm still aggravated that his name is going to be Impulse.
What should it be?
All I know is that Dawn and Dawn are the Tornado Twins.
Yeah.
And, I mean, their name is not even Dawn and Dawn. So, it's Nora and...
Well, we already have Kid Flash, which was Wally.
Yes.
So, the only other younger one that they can do is Impulse, right?
No, like, Iris and Barry's children were named the Tornado Twins. Mm-hmm. That was their hero.
Yeah. Okay.
That was who they were. They were Tornado Twins.
But maybe they're just doing it a little differently on the show.
Yeah, because Impulse came from, like, the year 3000 or some shit. Like, he came from the future.
Well, maybe his story is going to be a little bit different on here, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. He'll still be from the future.
Yeah.
But his story's not going to be the same.
No. Who he is vastly
because
different.
It's based on the comics. It's not exactly the same
right.
as the comics.
I mean, he's going to be Barry and Iris' child, not their great-grandchild.
So instead of them being named Dawn and Dawn, it's going to be Nora and whatever his name is.
Yeah. Which, I mean, names are whatever, but superhero names, I'm just like, they were already established as something. That's what's getting me about it. Is that those characters are already established as the Tornado Twins.
Because they can't just introduce two new twins and have them be the Tornado Twins when they already have Nora. Mm-hmm. You know, because they only have two kids.
Right.
So, you know, Nora and Impulse are going to be the kids.
Right.
So.
And, like, I mean,
unless their powers together create tornadoes? I don't know.
Like, it doesn't, like, the whole tornado thing is
no, I know, but
powers
I'm just saying.
Tornadoes.
Okay.
It's because they were, like, rambunctious kids, and they would run around like little tornadoes.
Well, maybe Barry and Iris, maybe they'll still get that name drop. Maybe when they are kids, Barry and Iris will call them that because they are rambunctious. And we'll get to hear that name.
Right.
There'll probably be a name drop. I'm sure there will be a name drop because Eric Wallace pays attention to that kind of stuff, and he's a comic lover.
Right.
So he will probably include it. Even if that's not what their names are, we will hear Tornado Twins.
Right. But what I'm saying is that he's taking the identity of a future character he could bring and giving it to a character that already is supposed to have an identity. So he's taking that storyline from us.
Yeah.
Like, so now if they have a great-great-grandchild that comes from the future, they can't be named Impulse. If they're not Impulse, then who are they? They've already run the gambit of speedster names. Like, I mean, I'm sure that there are plenty that I don't know about, but you're taking an identity of a speedster from the vastly far into the future character, right? And giving it to someone that's born 9 months from now.
Yeah. Well, not from now.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so the identity of the core person of who Impulse is now being given to someone who isn't Impulse. So now if we get Impulse, the person who's supposed to be Impulse from the future, his whole identity is gone. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to come up with a whole new thing to name him, which would be stripping someone else's identity from a different speedster or whatever. So it's like, I know that Nora was Excess, but that was before she had a brother. Yeah. That was before she wasn't a single child.
I mean, didn't they mention tornado twins earlier? Like,
no, there were 2 tornadoes, and they did references like that. Like, there were 2 tornadoes.
But I mean, did Barry ever mention it? Like flat out say, oh yeah.
I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, when he was rambling, we're gonna need more diapers.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There was a name drop of that.
There
was before we had Eric Wallace as the showrunner.
Right. But that's because that guy knew if he fucked up even more, we were gonna hate his ass.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm a name drop. Great for you. But so I mean, we've always known tornado twins were coming, but we were expecting tornado twins.
Right.
Not Excess and Impulse.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we're getting them. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. It's just you're stripping identities from other characters that are going to have to be replaced by identities from other characters.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. That's what's getting me. Is that the more you do this, the less you have for future shows. You know?
Yeah. Well, Jessica Parker Kennedy, who plays Nora, is returning for multiple episodes.
Yeah.
Including the 150th episode. Her super brother from the future, Bart Allen.
Yeah, that was
so Bart Allen Impulse.
Yeah, no, Bart was Impulse.
In that milestone hour.
I'm pretty sure Bart was Impulse's name. So yeah, they are stealing his whole identity and giving it to Dawn.
Bart is the fastest teenager on the planet, but due to Bart's penchant for wildly impulsive behavior, stunned parents Barry and Iris will have their hands full trying to teach their new son patience. Therefore, tornado twins. But it's a task they'll have to accomplish in order for their family to work together and stop Team Flash's biggest threat yet.
I really hope that Nora doesn't have the memories of when she came back in time to save her dad, because that was a different Nora.
Yeah.
That wasn't her.
Right.
So yeah. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So I guess
until next time, keep believing in the impossible.